everybody, and welcome back for one of the final park spotlights here. We're going to have three of these. What are these called again? Fuck. What's going on, y'all? I am here today with one of three awesome community parks that we're going to have coming at you guys for the end of Planet Coaster 1 here. And today we have Little Lost City, brought to you by YannBK and NH99. This thing is a community park that they collaborated on. I'm also joined by both of them here today, NH and Jan. How you guys doing, man?
Hello, bonjour, bonjour. Comment ça va, mon ami?
Yeah.
How you doing, NH?
I'm doing great, thanks. Really glad we could do this tour for this park.
Yeah, definitely. We wanted something a little bit more laid back than the scripted version of the park tour that we have on my channel. And, well, you were perfect for that, Cloud, so thank you for allowing us to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, man, and I appreciate it, dude. It's kind of surreal for me. I've got Jan and NH. Yeah, I think it's even more surreal for NH to be here, just because like I don't hear his voice. He's not.
Yeah.
You're prominent on YouTube. I don't hear NH, so I'm like, wow, I've got both these guys in here. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a NH out there.
No, it's
Between
awesome.
I
Corvus's
lost
vlog
my
and,
voiceover virginity now anyway, so let's do this live video.
Definitely, yes, definitely.
Yeah, no, this is super cool. I like your the Explorer Society Hotel. Is there anything behind that name, or just?
Yeah, so the Explorer Society, it's kind of my thing. It's a society of explorers. Like, wow, I know, it's kind of obvious, but still, it's kind of the Explorer Club of Europe. I think at Europa Park, or I think Disney has something similar as well. And I wanted to echo that influence through the Explorer Society and. So it's something I'm kind of using across my parks. I have that in Marvelous Realms. Rest in peace, by the way. But yeah, that's.
Can we go back to the hotel once more?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, feel free to kind of just cut in any time to look at stuff.
Those balconies up there are like the tiniest little balconies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost feel like that's very fitting. Like, I feel like that's very French, you know, with the way everything's kind of compacted like this. You know, it makes sense, yeah?
Well, would you believe it's the freaking Frenchman who did it?
Shocker.
That's why. Shocker. Yeah. Everything is small in France, so and the park is actually set in France. It's in western France, between Metz and Nancy, which you guys don't know where that is. Maybe in H actually. It's underneath Saarbrücken.
But that's cool that you have it grounded in kind of a real world idea, you know, in your head. So that's kind of neat. Make it a destination park. So I think as we go through the entrance here, I'm gonna let you guys kind of just like alternate. Take turns like talking through this a little bit, just through the entrance, and tell me like go right or left here, and just some of what we're looking at as far as like what the overall theme is going to be. Obviously, I can see it's very adventure themed, but just walk me through a bit of it.
Adventure themed? No way. yeah. It's really adventure themed. I don't want to take too much of the voice time, so NH, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the plan was to have like a Moomin collaboration park, like you did with what were the names again?
Little Rock Ridge and Little Treasure Cove.
Thank you. Yeah, and we wanted to do an adventure themed park because adventure is cool, and we have so many adventure pieces. And I, for one, never built anything adventure related. So for me, this was the first.
Really? Wow.
I think they are really good pieces you can use, and it was really fun to build.
Very versatile, definitely.
I mean, the view you get when you get into the park of Albus the Snake here is just, it's just breathtaking.
I gotta
you're
love
looking
Albus the
in
Snake.
the wrong direction. But
Yeah, I'm trying to, just pan around and get a shot of everything as we come
What
through.
a view.
We'll turn around and look at Albus the Snake here in just a moment, all right?
Okay,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
There you go. It's
Sure.
Albus the
Great to see
Snake
it.
in all its glory.
Oh,
With a loop in the background, it's just.
Yeah, that is
freaking awesome,
such
man.
a cool shot, man. I almost wish this ride was moving right now because it's such a good shot.
yeah.
Like how you've incorporated the plane. I guarantee the ride like swoops down at the angle the plane's at, doesn't it?
And there you go, the
There it is.
launch.
Yeah.
The Beyond Vertical launch. Yeah, inspired by Voltron at Europa Park.
Okay. Yeah, that's fucking
That's
gorgeous.
basically the coaster model is a Max Striker. I know you're like you know a bit about coasters, but the Max Striker is like a really new model. The only model of that in the world so far is Voltron at Europa Park, and so that's kind of the second iteration of that model.
Which I'm so
And
jealous of, by the way. Like,
yeah, it's a really good ride. Yeah, my personal favorite actually.
okay, so you've
But
been
then
on it.
again, I
Okay,
haven't
wow,
done.
nice.
Yes, several times. I've been at opening day actually.
Our explorers. Okay, we're actually gonna cut here and take a good look at this. All right, so we got special thanks to Moomin Little Socks for inspiring this project and giving his blessing for us to use the name Little Lost City. Got Albrus with planes on a snake. All right. Genetic Soft and Dark Tony 62 for Ganesha River.
Yeah.
Duel of the
However you want
Gods.
to.
Yeah, whichever
that's
way.
alright.
Mystic for Oro. Clary Bread for airships. Mr. Antonio and NH99 himself for Narabali. Rat Spit 12. Okay, Rat Spit's in here. Nice. Temple Twist. And YannBK himself with Adventure
Shout out to
Trail.
Rat, by the way. I know you're gonna watch this.
Yeah, for sure. Project planning and infrastructure. Very nice. Little dedication spot here to everybody.
Yeah, I really wanted to have that when I was told. Well, NH had done the theming on Narabali at the back of the park, and I got the park back from him, and I really wanted. I had this whole plot of land essentially that you're walking into right now, and I was like, I have to have this place where everyone is mentioned, what they've done, and little shout out to Moomin as well for allowing us to use the name and the concept as well.
Yeah, no, super cool, man. I love like walking into here, just this sight line. You got the Jeep up here in the foreground, and then you've got the signage right behind it with the name over the top. Just it's a very good shot here.
Yeah, that's something that I really like about the whole process of building the park. When we got inspiration from Moomin, Moomin does as you guys do actually, you know, asking people for blueprints and then placing them in the park, which is probably the easier way. But the way we wanted it to be was have everyone get the park and build by being inspired by everyone else's builds, but also planning sightlines everywhere. And so that's why the sightlines in this park work so well. Like you're gonna see a lot of that throughout this spotlight.
Yeah, and I'm excited for it because they're absolutely gorgeous. All right, I saw this Little Lost Adventure Trail here, so I'm gonna make my way back to this. Anybody want to describe to me what we got here as we go through?
I think I'll do it because that was my my project, as I said, and yeah, essentially in European parks we have those kind of side attractions, I would say, and this one in particular is an adventure trail type of attraction. It's kind of those this obstacle course that you're going through, and it's inspired by the one at Phantasialand, the DIA, Deep in Africa. Adventure trail, and you're basically going down not ropes, poles, sorry, on swinging bridge or whatever. You have very different things, easy things for kids, obviously, and harder things for people who want more of a physical
More
challenge,
thrill.
essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say thrills per se, but yeah, in a way, it's harder. It's more thrilling and more fun, in my opinion, as well.
I wouldn't say thrills, but it's thrilling.
I would be thrilled to do that. I love the one at Phantasialand.
No, this is super cool. We don't really have anything like this here that I can think of in an American park. You'd have to go to like a specialty gym for something like that, probably. But no, that's super cool. We got the hard trail. I'm definitely taking the hard trail.
I think the closest thing you guys have to that in America would be the thing in Adventureland in the Disneylands. So both in Magic Kingdom and the original one, you have is it the Robinson family tree or something like that?
Okay, see, it's been so long since I've been there. My memory is vague,
Sorry,
vague, vague.
but I think if you wanted to have something similar in America, that's probably the closest you'd get. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this would be super cool. People will try to sue though.
Definitely,
Probably why we
but that's the
don't.
thing about European. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about European parks. Like every time an American goes to a European park, they would like that wouldn't be allowed in America.
Right. Got too many
I know
rules
the
and
video you did in
regulations.
Poland.
All right, coming off the adventure trail and back onto the main path here, which, by the way, that was super cool, man. I really like that back there. That seems like something that'd be a lot of fun to go through and do.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Serpentine Caves, all right.
So now we're already getting into the coaster vicinity, so maybe not go there yet. I'd say we make that last.
Coaster is the
Yeah,
last thing, all
definitely.
right. Definitely make that the special attraction.
That way, you guys have to wait until the end to see the good stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly.
stick around. It's entertaining.
And look, it's NH's ride and Main Street
And
Yeah, this
Mystic.
is
and
this is
Mystics as
crazy
well.
good how this is built. I love how it's just tagged on and Mystic. We see you over here, buddy. I know that's you.
We'll get to you. Don't worry.
No, this is the way the sightline is built up, just to give such a grandiose. Let me get down to like a guest level here. The perspective there is just really, really well done.
Yeah, I really love how that turned out. Completely unplanned too. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
what Jan planned for it was that I just would have used this whole avenue area for the ride because we got those
Exact. Well,
plots,
not the ride, but
but the
the
queue.
queue line. Yeah.
But I said no, let's do something different.
And that was a great move.
Yeah, I literally didn't know what to build. I just started and it just
Oh,
went from
custom
there.
ride vehicle. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, I used that one from my Cowboys vs. Aliens ride. It's the same one, just
Okay.
recolored.
I didn't even notice, honestly.
Flexing his talent again. And he can, to be honest.
All right, we hit up our nighttime view for Duel of the Gods here, y'all. We're going to get into it right behind this sign, kind of tucked away. Got this little ancient tomb-looking vibe going on. I was told I can take the red or the blue side. I think you said red was easier, yeah?
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
won't matter anyway because you have the guest anyway. So
that's
the
right.
gameplay is kind of fucked if you have the guests in. To be honest, they're as NH said before we started recording again. They're snipers.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're snipers.
gotcha.
And I mean, the idea is to have a dueling shooting, right? So if one side shoots its targets, the other side is deactivated.
This is
So
glorious.
every time you play with guests, they just shoot the target 2 milliseconds in, and you can't do anything.
That's fair. But whoever hung this guy upside down like a little, like, grave robber kind of Indiana Jones style, that's
Yeah.
glorious. I love it.
It was pretty difficult to get him in there because he's one of the Ghostbusters guys.
I could
So I had
tell
to
that,
hide
yeah.
everything
Like,
that's. I had to hide everything that's Ghostbustery. Because they're the only ones that don't have this weird block thing. The
oh,
Yes,
animatronics.
that's true. Yeah.
okay. Wow, man, this is crazy. You've really built like a full cave inside of here.
It's fully immersive. That's what I love about this ride.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely.
we're into the station.
The queue for this thing
I
is
like
so
the idea
deep.
that you can just look down into the station, and I've also added one little thingy where they just when they start, it gets a little
Animation.
sequencer going. Yeah. Nothing crazy, but I needed something to put in the middle there because it was really empty. So I just put those wheels in there.
No, but I mean, it works, you know, like you really can't go over theming something like this without it being a bit outside of what it should be, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
guess.
still one of your builds. Like, come on, it's still like
No, it's
freaking
not
excellent.
knocking it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get set up on this thing, and then we will be right back with you guys. All right, y'all, here we are. Duel of the Gods.
Oh, I didn't
The
know
fire
you could
side,
see
right?
yeah. Yeah.
So right now this first room just gives you the idea what you have to do. Like you shoot your side, and obviously if you shoot the fire side, the fire effects go on, and if you shoot the water side, the water effects go on.
Okay.
And every time you shoot a target of your side, the other one deactivates, and it activates a golden target that both sides can shoot. So you have to be fast, and we didn't play it ourselves because if you play with guests, they absolutely demolish you.
Definitely.
They absolutely fuck you up.
The guests are better than we
Oh,
are.
yeah. Probably.
No, I
Although
like
they might be
the
shooting frantically.
I like the concept though here of the kind of you have both sides dueling over like the same targets. That's a very unique idea.
Yeah, I wanted to do that actually in the contest, but it wasn't allowed because you could only use one ride, and obviously you need two for that.
Ah,
Also, I'm still really proud of how many rooms I got in here, in the very small space. It's like
Yeah.
4 or 5 shower scenes.
You have me to blame about that.
and this doesn't go underground at all?
It's kind of built a bit underground, but it's basically on ground level.
Huh, okay. Yeah,
And I
that's
like
the
this
impressive
final
part.
scene here. That's really cool. Just like you're
Timing of it all.
in a room with 4 ride vehicles at a time, and it's just absolute chaos everywhere because everyone shoots everything.
Yeah, no, this is super unique. I really like this, and this room specifically has like some Tomb Raider vibes going on. I even like the cars pass one in front of the other. Yeah, that's really neat. I don't know if I've seen somebody do this.
Every once in a while you get that weird part where 2 ride vehicles just overlap, but it's just 1 in 50 rides or something. Maybe we will get lucky and don't have to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's only the blue side.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the
it's
guests
only
only
the
crash
blue
and die like 1 every 50 rides. You know, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's mostly safe.
It's near 0.
Yeah, right. And here we are back at the station. I like the light bar up there. Actually, that's kind of a neat concept. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's not the first time that's been done, but I like the idea of like your lighting coming from up. Like really, really cool ride, man. We're gonna take the proper exit here and get back out of here and into the daylight. But awesome job with that. That was definitely an NH ride when it comes to dark rides and shooting rides. For sure, it had that certain flair to
Thanks,
it that
man.
you just know. Yeah.
And I just had to put a shop in.
Deutsch Qualität.
Yeah, that. No, this is really cool too. You got some snakes up in here, a little terrarium going on.
I don't know if I've asked you actually, but was that inspired by Planet Zoo at all?
Not at all.
Oh. Because at the time you
Absolutely
made
no
this,
thought was given to Planet Zoo.
at the time you made this, I believe it was when Planet Zoo console was announced.
I think I did this back in January.
Yeah, exactly. It was January 26th, I think.
Ooh, we're gonna have to get a look at this at nighttime for sure. For now, we will see you guys back in the sunshine. A duel of the gods here, back in the beautiful sunshine. That is this park. I heard we had a ride by the man, the myth, the legend, the mystic himself. over here. Enjoy this, everybody. This might be one of the last things you see Mystic do on Planet Coaster console. He is a PC Master Race member now, I hear. So
Sad days. We lost one. One of the good ones as well. Yeah, this is Oro, and well, have you seen this ride actually, Cloud? Like, do you know what this is?
so funny enough, I actually got done building my ride for the challenge on my channel. And then I viewed this like a few days later, and I was like, huh, wow, look, we used the same ride.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. This is not a dark ride for people who are seeing this for the first time. This is actually a Swift Drifter, so it's a flat ride that Mystic turned into a dark ride. You were supposed to turn it tonight, by the way.
Let me see if I can do this without... looks like it's getting dark. Yeah.
Hey! There we go.
So I
All
think
right.
this is supposed to be like a pre-show.
Yes.
There's
And he
actually
wrote
things that
something
happen
there,
here?
What the
Yeah, so essentially when the ride cycle ends, the door for the people who go on the ride opens, and the door for the pre-show open like 20 seconds after, I think. So that way it's kind of realistic with the flow of people that enter this room and enter the ride as well.
Okay, see, this is actually kind of familiar. The Tomb Raider ride at Kings Island, rest in peace, I miss that thing. But it had a similar thing where you kind of walked into the main line, and then you went into a pre-show room where it played like a video, and then a like big boulder like slid out of the way.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh, look at this. This is
So yeah,
pretty.
now they're off boarding, if you look at the door behind you, now it's open.
perfect?
Okay.
And the door of
Yeah.
the pre-show will open now. Wow, I know this thing by heart.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot actually, because like I said, I've seen a real world setup very similar to this. We're gonna hop on this, everybody. We'll meet you there. All right, here it is, everybody. Let's see, kind of little dark ride we got built here.
It's really nice and realistic as well.
Oh.
Yeah, and everything opens up. Essentially, oro means gold in Spanish, and it's themed to El Dorado, obviously.
Okay.
So the idea is that with this flat ride, you're turning a big dial that reveals the city of gold.
Okay, I like that concept. What I actually want to do is I'm gonna pause this here. We're gonna reset and hop off, and I want to actually look in these little rooms a little better. All right, we paused the ride and we hopped off for just a second. I do want to take the time to look in these little rooms instead of it being all blurry, trying to look in there on the ride. Nice little theming and decoration going on in each one. It kind of sticks with the vibe of the whole thing.
It's really nice as well because he tried to do some forced perspective as well.
Yeah, I could see that with the star panels in the background, kind of giving it that depth to it. Yeah, very nicely done. I know you mentioned the realism, as well with it again, just like in NH's ride, you've kind of got the bar up here, like supporting all your lighting and your sound systems and stuff. There again, they're not just like buried in the floor, and you're kind of just like, oh, where's the music coming from? Which is fine if you do that. It's just this adds that extra layer.
And he's even done an operator's booth.
Yeah, okay, back over here by the entrance. Yeah. Saw that he kind of enclosed it here. Yeah, that's a really good job too. Let's actually go. Okay, yeah.
You get cameras for the ride, cameras for the pre-show as well. That's really, really nice.
Better get this man a chair in here.
Oh, definitely.
All right, guys, we're gonna see you on the outside. Coming out of our flat ride there, we got the coaster, Narabali over this way. I hear we're not going there yet. I hear that's for the end of the video, and you guys got to stick around or fast forward. But please don't do that. It hurts my algorithm.
But do leave a like. Definitely.
Absolutely.
It helps with the algorithm.
Back over here in the Serpentine Caves. It's kind of neat. I know we came through here in the day, like part of it already, but the nighttime view of it's pretty sweet too. I like this.
Yeah, I just hit some lights in the stones. Kind of works. And I love the view you get when the coaster comes down here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I noticed that right there. It actually nudges right up against that. That's a really, really good shot. Kind of wish it was on its way through right now. Oh,
There it is.
There you go.
perfect.
We get to this bit, and here's a little triggered effect when the coaster comes through. Which it should.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come
For the
through.
moment.
There it is.
Okay. No, I dig it. This is really like interactive with your pathway up here, so this is super cool.
It's just also really theme parky. Like you would definitely see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. Get
No?
back!
Don't
Get
go
back!
that way.
Get back! Get back!
Go out the other way.
We can't go to the
That's for the end of
coaster.
the video.
No.
Turn around.
Not allowed to ride the coaster
Go
yet.
Ganesha River first.
Okay, what do we got over here? Look at this.
This is Ganesha River. This is our river rapids, made by two Frenchmen who are brothers actually, and yeah, genetics and so.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing, and I'm really glad that that they've done that because they're really masters at water rides, and I always wanted to work with them, and I think I'm gonna work with them in the future as well in Lego too.
I must say, Samara is absolutely my favorite project on Plinko console.
Probably me too, although this one takes the cake.
All right, so which way should I kind of go here from this point? Should I set up the ride right here in front of us?
I think I talked about Ganesha River. We should go on a ride.
Okay, sounds good. Switch it over to daytime. We're going to make our way into Ganesha River here and see what we got. This is a river rapids ride?
Exactly.
Cool, cool.
They're really great, like, with all of the immersiveness of it all. It's just so good. I think the storyline is like you go through a flooded temple or something? Flooded tombs?
A
Wink
flooded
wink.
tomb. No, that's something I'm super excited for. Speaking of flooded tombs, guys, like just stay tuned because the Xbox, PlayStation collaborations that are about to happen on Planet Coaster 2, man, they're about to be wild.
Hell yeah.
It's
Look
like
at
a perfect
this.
send-off for the game.
And the views you get of the ride as it goes around, it's just like the interior. How do you say that one? Interactivity, interactivity, whatever.
Yeah, you know, you can see the ride. It gets you
interactions of
excited
it
for
all.
what you're about to do. Like,
Exactly. This is what you want with a queue line, something that is interactive, you know, something that gets you pumped to get on the ride.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm already excited to get on this thing.
Rightfully so.
Heck yeah, we're gonna hop on, take a peek at this thing. We'll see you guys on the ride. Off.
All the water effects in that ride are just spot on.
Yeah, I mean, I can already tell just by the little details like that. I mean, the camera that's up here, it's even, you know, like connected to a pole properly. It's just, this is gonna be a really good ride. Everything in this park, I think, was built to some degree of realistic standard.
Yes, that's definitely something I told everyone really early on. I didn't want to have something that was unrealistic, and I say that, but we literally go past Claire's airships. But still, I think it has a degree of realism. Like it's believable when you see.
It's certainly more realistic than what she does.
I mean, when you see Pandora World of Avatar at Animal Kingdom, you see those floating islands, and in my mind, I imagine that those airships are made the same way, even though the tiny strings are holding them up. But still, yes, definitely something I made clear very, very early on, so that everyone is on the same page and everyone pushes the project in the exact same direction.
Yeah, and I think it came out very cohesive and very fluid because of that.
Absolutely. If you,
definitely-
if you didn't know that 9 people worked on this, you wouldn't really guess.
Exactly.
You would think it was just one person.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I could go through this park and assume it was done by one person. Yeah.
I also told them to not be afraid of mending the borders between the rides. You know, like the borders, much like the piece counts, were soft limits essentially, and they could go over the border if they wanted to. It was all right because in the end, everyone can just build on top of one another and very much be in a yes and situation, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and figure out how to work around that too. And again, it makes for a lot of good interactivity between the rides and the queues and all of that sort of stuff. So it works out.
Absolutely. And I love that ending part. There's a little surprise, realistic surprise at the end.
The end of the ride here for this, just because we wanted to get a look at the way that this end of the station here has kind of been built up, how it brings you back in with this, I'm assuming what should be like a rotating platform. Hopefully we get that in Planet Coaster 2, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I assume this is like a rotating platform kind of thing. It's custom done here, which is really nice. And then I also see kind of a transfer thing for bringing in some new inner tubes here, if the park's really busy or something maybe, or for maintenance purposes.
It's so creative the way they did that. Like, I wouldn't even have thought of that if I made it myself.
Also
Or
that
would have
tiny
been
space.
lazy to do that. Yeah, in that tight space as well, because as NH mentioned, that's a problem he had on his ride, but NH, Genetics and Tony had that problem as well, that really tight space to work with, but it also made them way more creative with the way they designed the ride. They really felt like real ride designers, as they put it, and so in the end they made it work,
I
and
think
they
it's
did this masterpiece.
a bit a blessing and a curse, because of course you have little space, but also that little space means that you have to get creative and you have something really tightly packed with theming. Because if you
Yes.
build too big, it just kind of can lead to that the theming just doesn't work really, because it's all too far and too wide. And if you build something so packed, it just works out at the end.
It challenges
Yeah.
you, really.
That was kind of how it ended up with the challenge I did. You know, I gave everybody 500 pieces on the last challenge to work with, and when you think about the way people build in this game, that's not a lot. So it really made people think.
Absolutely.
Got Narambali over here. All right, take me somewhere that is not this direction. We'll catch you guys back on the path. Coming off that absolutely stellar little ride there, man. That was really, really well done. Like you said, working with such a tight space, it's actually impressive how much was kind of fit back in there and tucked away, because you really can't tell how much ride is back there for the most part, just from where you're standing out here. So really, really cool there.
It's a really good game of blocking and showing sightlines. Get a little splash pad here. I love that thing.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I actually didn't notice that when we came in. That's really cool. Kind of splash down there, stand there, get a little wet.
And the guests actually react if they walk through that path as well.
Oh, I didn't know that they did. That's actually really cool to know.
Yeah,
What
guest
is-
interactions are really fun. That's Albert's ride. I think you wanted to get on that.
Yeah, actually, we'll take a little spin on this thing here. We did look at it from the front end, but I am curious to see what it looks like on the ride. And plus, you know, I mean, he took the time to design a queue here as well, so...
Let's just call it what it is. we all excited to get on versus Snake.
Hell
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. Their little like peephole for the plane there. Really good touch, man.
Little fun fact with this queue line, Albris and I did a lot of back and forth to actually make it. And so it's actually kind of a hybrid between what I did and the way he did things. So, for example, if you look at the way the fences work, they are really reminiscent of what I did in Serene Gardens with the ropes and everything to have the modular queue, and then the more Albris-like structure with the I don't even know if those are temple blocks or fairy tale cornerstones.
I think it's
I
a
think
mix.
they're
I think
yeah.
the ceiling is temple blocks and all the other stuff is fairy tale
Okay.
thingies.
No, that's cool though. You guys
Yeah.
kind of came to a way to like compromise on that and kind of do a blend of both.
It's more that I helped him get things realistic because he didn't really know how. Albers is not really a park goer. He started to go to a lot of parks now that he is in Australia, actually. Like Warner Brothers Movie World, Dream World. No, not Dream World. Sea World and everything. And
Okay.
so he really wants to get his more realism into his parks. He's
Yeah,
trying to
no, that's
improve,
definitely
and
cool, man. We're
that's
gonna
why
take
I
a
helped
ride on
him.
this thing. All right, and here we go on Alvarez's Snake. It's not the name of the ride. It's what we're going with here.
Mr. Anaconda.
Gonna be a rough ride.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, as they say in Harry Potter.
We gotta carry it on into Planet Coaster 2. We gotta start putting down Alvarez's Anaconda signs just randomly in our parks.
Oh boy. You know, people, I'm going to do that. I'm going to hide that, and you're gonna have to find it, Clouds.
There we go. Next time I do a Yawn Park tour, I'll be looking around for Alvarez's Anaconda, everybody.
Kind of difficult to hide such a massive anaconda, though.
Now this is really cool though. I like the interaction with the head of the snake there, with the buildings around it. No, it's definitely some really good shots here, and I like the kind of play on words you've done. You know, with the planes on the snake. It's a giant snake with a plane on it.
Oh, and the coaster goes there.
Yeah, some interactions with the coaster as well. It's such a really great ride. And he didn't know either, like, Albrecht was really the first contribution to this project, and he didn't know that there was going to be the coaster behind it, and it just worked out, like, every pieces of the I did say piss right now.
Every piss.
Every piece of the puzzle really came together really nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, coming off of Alvarez's Snake here. Great ride, by the way. 5 out of 5. Highly recommend. And
Definitely.
making our way over here to Clarybread's Airship. A significantly less suggestive name for a ride, which is good. Oh, this thing's like immersive. You get really just like entrenched in this jungle immediately.
I think, like, it's been a while since I talked to Clara because I don't think she's really active anymore, and I try to have her write a little bit of a script for the big video I released. And even though this video is going to be really, really big, I know in the end, the one we're filming, I mean, but I think she struggled with the size of the plot as well, because she usually does those big set pieces.
Very
and
elaborate,
so
yeah.
she really tried to, in my opinion at least, that's only my interpretation, I'm not speaking in Claire's behalf right here, but in my opinion it's her style, but like compacted to, I think it's a 10 out of 10 by 15 area, I think.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, that is...
She did such a great job.
Yeah, it looks really cool, man. I think we're going to take a little ride here on this thing and check it out because, you know, hashtag justice for flat rides. Clary Bread's airship. Definitely unique, man. It has its own vibe to it, and you can definitely tell that it differentiates itself from like the last build and then the previous. So it's like you can tell when you know that there's different creators on this, but again, I feel like everything's blended well enough that like if you weren't told that, you could assume it was all by the same creator.
Exactly, yeah. I really wanted to encourage everyone to still make every build unique, and I think we've achieved that very, very well.
Yeah, definitely so. Really cool. I like this. We're going to get a shot from the exit here and keep on moving through the park. Make our way on out the exit here. What's up, Jeff the janitor, man? You make your rounds to every park, don't you? Got some nice little sight lines coming through here. Let me lower down a little bit. There we go. Look at that. That's the money shot.
Just so cool. And so again, the way I told everyone to blend the borders of every plot, like you couldn't tell where the brothers' plot ends and Claire's plot, sorry, starts. You know, everything just blends together so nicely.
It does. It blends together really well. You can't tell where one thing ends and begins, but I like at the same time that when you're standing at a point like this, you can't tell that the rides are actually that close together. If I go over here, it still feels like Claire's ride is back behind the trees. It's its own separate entity. You know, it doesn't feel like it's just all on top of each other.
Exactly.
All right, where should we go from here? I think we've just got the big bad in the back here, right?
We also have Rat Spitz Monteleon.
Ah, where do we go for
Let's
that?
not forget about that. Even though he wants to forget about it.
No, we got to check it out. Should I go right or left from here?
On your right, past Ganesha River.
All right, we'll go up this way. We'll see you guys there. All right, making our way back here past Ganesha River and over to Temple Twist. The Monte Leon by Rat Spit. This is the exit? There's no guest here. It's got to be the exit.
Yeah, this one is the entrance.
Really solid theming again through here.
With the broken bits. I actually stole that idea for Narabadi. You'll see that later.
Yeah, very with like a dilapidated look to it. I like this fencing here, actually. It's a unique design.
Yeah, how do you think about using the I think it's the Gozer ornaments or something?
Ah.
How do you think of using that?
The safety inspector would have to say something about this, though. No fencing there.
It's a European park.
Oh,
yeah, it works.
You said it.
All right, guys, we're going to catch you on the Monte Leon. Take a look and see what we got. Already, I like the theming of this.
Wow, this goes fast.
Yeah.
Wow. I used to love these when I was a kid.
Yeah, I like stuff like this as a kid, but anymore now at my age, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'd be okay after this.
Yeah, everything that goes around and around and around, I just want to throw up at the end.
Yep.
I have my problems with that too. Like coasters, everything and anything, but things that go around just aren't my type.
The old school suspended coasters where the train cars swing underneath, those bother me. I discovered that actually this year.
Really? Oh,
yep.
Wow. Like the old school Arrow ones?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Really cool little ride here, though.
Those, I think. Yeah, definitely. Rat has made, like, even though he wants to forget this ride, it's still a really, really cool ride.
It is. I like the overgrowth. I like how everything's kind of taken over this area here. Again, like we were talking about coming in, it's all kind of broken down and just being reclaimed by nature. And I like that. I like that concept. I've built an entire park around that concept, so I'm very much here for it. The exit here. Get another good little pan from this side. of that ride there. Really well done, Rat Spit.
It's time for the big boy.
Hey, look at that. Perfect
timing.
shots.
So as I told you, like Antonio did the ride, but I did most of the theming, and I must really say this is probably my favorite thing I've worked on Blanco. Just came together perfectly.
And that's exciting because you've done a lot and you've done a lot of things that were really impressive. So to hear you say it's your favorite thing you've worked on, like I'm even more excited for that now.
I think before we go in there, we could just go around the area a bit because
Look at that
there's
test
so much
seat!
stuff
Like,
to
I was
see.
come
gonna
on, look
say
at that
that's
custom
fantastic.
test seat! It's crazy.
Yeah, that's really good. All this interaction through here too with the entire path all the way around.
Yeah, Jan told me he wanted to go for something like Little City's own Taron at Phantasialand. And I think
Yeah.
we got that interaction down.
Okay, well, I mean that very much
It's
makes
just
sense then. That's another one that
going all around you.
if I ever get out to that side of the world is a bucket list coaster for me, 100%. That thing just
Definitely.
looks insane.
And it is. It really is. All with the interactions and the theming, I think NH really definitely made us our very own Terran. But, you know, as an ex-striker, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna get in and check this thing out. Right, coming up through our queue here to Narabali. I think I said that right.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Whole
so the
coaster just
idea was
interacts.
to just have this snake cult, pretty much. That's why there are snake statues all around. I talked to Antonio about the theming a bit because obviously I got that thing naked and I had to do something with it. And I asked him what his idea was for the coaster, and he was talking about Nara Bali means something like snake sacrifice in Indian, I believe.
Human sacrifice, I think.
Human sacrifice.
Ah,
And so he wanted to have this themed like around this snake god, and you go on an expedition, and you're told you should find some gold or something. But in the end, there is no gold, and there's this big snake. Albert's big snake makes this appearance again, and you'll get sacrificed to it.
So it's a cult to Albris's snake. There we go.
Exactly.
all right. So
As it should be.
first we ride Albrus's snake, and then we get fed to it. All right. What a day.
So this is the nighttime part.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nighttime part. Okay. Look at me remembering buttons. It was even easier that time.
Now you'll get into this
Ooh,
temple bit with the statues.
getting spoopy.
I just wanted to have something atmospheric in the queue, and I think it kind of works.
No, definitely. I mean, it carries the energy from the rest of the park into every queue line, into every ride, and I think that's where it works. But it's also nice because I don't see like just a bunch of copy and pasted stuff. Every ride has felt like its own thing.
Kind of works, he says. It absolutely works, you mean?
So there you have the baggage hold, like you would put your stuff in there, and you get it back at the end of the ride.
Yeah.
And we'll make our way up into the station.
Or was it? I missed it.
Right there.
Oh,
All these things.
So it's inspired by Voltron
Okay.
again.
It's not
It's
inspired. It's stolen.
stolen. Sorry. Double-sided lockers.
yeah. I say I don't think I've seen that. I'm sure that we have them here somewhere, but I don't think I've seen that utilized at any of the parks I've been to.
Velocicoaster is one. Tron as well has that.
That's a really smart idea.
And it helps a ton with operations.
All right, we're gonna take a ride here on this thing. We've been talking about it the entire park so far, and this is the showstopper. So we're gonna hop on this thing and take a look. All right, what an absolute banger of a coaster, you guys. Holy shit. All right, guys, what a heck of a ride. NH, I'll kind of let you take over on just maybe some inspiration or different things, or like, I know we talked about it a bit briefly before we came in, but just any kind of like closing thoughts since, you know, you were obviously very into the build that you've made here. You said it's one of the your favorite things you've ever done, so I mean, that says a lot right there.
Yeah, I mean, first things first, what a banger this layout is, so thanks to Antonio for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of took this thing and went with it and just built what I had in mind. Of course, with the tips that Antonio gave me about what the theming should be. And I just went crazy with it. And had a great time using all these adventure
That's a
pieces I
good
never
way to
used.
put it, yeah.
Yep. Built a little shop here too. I think we weren't in there. Oh yeah, this is the escape route in the tower from the first break run.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
that's those touches of realism, man.
So
I'm glad I looked at that. I said, what's the staircase?
yeah, leads up there to the break run before the indoor part. And of course, I had to put in a little shop because it's a theme park after all. We have to
Yeah,
Serpentine
that's
sell
Caves.
some stuff.
really what I love about UNH. It's really the fact that you go for theming, but also go for realism, and doing the hybrid of the two is just like your thing. Like you own that. It's yours, you know.
I like the
Yeah, I
way
mean,
too
it's the
this
thing I do best, so
this kind of cross sections as well, doesn't it? So this goes from one side of the park to the other if you go through these caves, correct?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's nice as well. You have a cut through right there in your gift shop, so it's like not only you know people are like I don't want to walk all the way around to the other side. You're forced to go through the gift shop. You're forced to have your kids look at stuff.
Absolutely.
And buy Albus a snake. Plushie of it.
Giant Alvarez plushie snake.
Oh boy. We're gonna do some merch soon.
Okay,
with
and then
that
just like that, we're
on
just
the
pop back
channel.
around here to the other side of the park again, man. This is like so cool. We're gonna cut this here. I'm gonna get some pointers from our host here about what to look at next and get a night view of this thing coming at you guys here. All right. Okay, come around the water treatment guys got their own cafeteria over here. They don't gotta scooter on around the corner there. Either that or the admin people just don't want the water treatment guys eating with them. You know, it could be that too.
Yeah. There are gangs, like corporate gangs.
Little city water treatment. I actually saw this in one of the overhead shots. I wanted to come out here and point this out. You guys, I don't know whether Jan or NH or who facilitated this building, but the piping actually runs down underneath into the water. You've got this thing that none of the three of us could figure out what it's called, but we know they exist.
And little fun fact, this little platform with the thing we can't name is actually from all the way back in Parc Ciel Bleu.
Oh, he just had to
okay.
mention it. He couldn't go an hour without mentioning Park Ciel Bleu. I knew it. I knew it.
That'll be the challenge for Planet Coaster 2. Can Jan build without mentioning former parks?
It's gonna be so freaking hard, man. And the water treatment is connected to the raft ride.
The
as
raft
well.
ride, yeah, I did notice that actually. I didn't point it out there, but yeah, I did notice that. That's a really good touch as well. Kitchen access here. That'll bring us just about back around to the beginning. And
This
then
is for the hotel staff.
okay, nice. We will catch an overhead at night of this thing and give our final thoughts. Around kind of just the outskirts of the park here. We're gonna just go around the overall square of this thing. I did see some like little staff-only areas and some like hidden little facilities and things like that that we'll get a quick look at.
And there we go. You have the east entrance of the backstages.
Okay, so you even got the sides of it thought out and got your extra little ride vehicles back here.
Yeah, that's
Where does this
NH's
go?
ride.
Does this actually go down into the ride?
Back into the right, yeah.
That's crazy.
All the little things.
Yeah, very well thought out with that. Our backstage tour here. I didn't pay for it. Don't tell anybody.
Don't worry, you're a VIP for us.
There we go. What do we got here? Administration. Okay, we got a little admin building back here. And it's good to see like that you guys really stuck with it, because it's like you have to make a decision. I feel like in a park early on, like whether you're going full realism or whether you're just not worried about it, because if you do this weird mixed in between, like it comes out a bit tacky. So, well, I know that building that building cost you guys maybe an extra 0.5% or whatever, like you still took the time to do it and you committed to it.
Yeah,
What
definitely. It's
happened,
really.
Albris?
So, okay, little story.
This is Albus's real snake, right here. Everything else is just for show.
Yeah, this is Derp Snake. The Derp Snake is really the first version of Albert's snake.
The derp snake. All right, that was the prototype, guys.
His mama told him he was special.
That was a very special snake, indeed.
And every staff area has their own cafeteria.
Okay. I won't. There's probably nothing in there. I'm not going to break through the door.
Exactly, yes.
I thought about the percentage of this park, and I was like, there's no way that's decorated. Like, cannot afford that in these big builds like this. All the way around. See, I tried to put in a Ghostbusters card to get us around, guys, but the percentage was just too high. It wouldn't let me.
So this is a construction site for a coaster that we couldn't put in.
Okay. You guys had one you wanted in here, but didn't make the cut?
Yeah, instead of the adventure trail, I wanted to do a Gerstlauer bobsled. Like,
Ooh.
It's kind of my favorite family model at this point, at the very least, and I really like doing those.
Take a night view. We're going to get a good look here. The lights are out now, so we can take a proper look at the Albris snake here with the lights off. Look at that boy.
Shine that flashlight on it.
No, super cool though, man. Really, really well lit overall. I think this will be the one spot where we really break the illusion of this park and kind of get outside of the build here. But this is the best way to just get an idea of what kind of lighting work you guys have done here, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, NH again, like, come on, NH does such a great job lighting things up.
Fun fact though, I hate doing the lighting.
Really?
Really?
It's so repetitive.
I couldn't say.
It's just dumb work.
I suppose, yeah.
I really don't like it. But you have to do it.
No, I actually thoroughly enjoy doing lighting, and I really like foliage, so it's interesting. I'm curious to see how Planko 2 implements their preset foliage system.
Ah, yeah, there's that. I forgot about that.
I'll never use that.
Yeah, me neither. Probably for the outside of the park, like the border, for example, but that's it.
Yeah. Any final comments you guys want to leave on this build here? I mean, this is probably like one of the last great hurrahs for Planet Coaster 1, so.
Well, I just think it was so much fun to build this with all the other people and have this big project at the end right now, right before the start of Planko 2, and it's just been so emotional. And also we got to see Albus the snake, so that's a big plus too.
Yeah. Maybe you might want to cut it because I'm gonna waffle. I know.
That's fine.
I know.
We'll
I
cut
know
it
how
here
I
and let
am.
Jan waffle.
As for me, as you say, it's definitely a one last hurrah for Planko, and it's such a pride to end things for. Oh my God, the way I word that is terrible. But for the console community, it's been I wouldn't say a rough ride, but we've had our lows, we've had our highs as well, and this is definitely a really, really, really high note to end things for Planet Coaster 1 and go with a lot of ideas, a lot of good faith, a lot of friendship as well over to Planet Coaster 2 and take everything that is good about this game into Planet Coaster 2, all that goodwill. And that's why I love this project. Just everyone just coming together and doing something that everyone cares about and everyone wants to get right. And I mean, you guys will have to let us know in the comments, but I think we did a good job.
I would absolutely agree with that, man. I think you guys have absolutely knocked this out of the park. The fact that you've got this much accumulated stuff in a relatively small space and with 9 creators in it, I think you guys have absolutely killed this project. And I can't wait to show you guys what we've got going on ours. I know Xbox has got one. I've got a spotlight as well. So you guys are getting 3 community parks at the end of Planet Coaster 1, and I don't know that we could ask for much more because some of the names on these builds, in this one and ours on the Xbox side, just some absolute top tier, top notch people, and I've enjoyed working with everybody on everything we've done. And NH and Jan, man, I enjoyed you guys coming onto the channel. It was really cool to have just kind of a laid back spotlight session with you guys. And you know, I'm excited for what Planet Coaster 2 brings, man. And I think we're gonna end it here, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
And bye bye.
Bye.